Alright, I'm mostly making this video for actual friends of mine, but I thought it's funny and it's related to writing, so here we go. I sometimes get a little bit stupid about obsessing over even like side characters' names, right? Okay, so I had filled, there was this character had there were at least a boy and a girl among a group that kind of bullied them. And the placeholder names that I put in there were just Chad and Stacy. Obviously, I was like, okay, sometimes I just leave the filler names. Mariana Trench is a filler name that I just put in there and then stuck. But with these two, I'm like, no, that's gotta go. So I was like, okay, how about Hadrian? Because there's like a Roman Byzantine-esque vibe of veneer over this fantasy setting. So Hadrian and Tassi, from Tacitus or Tacitus or however it's pronounced. No, her name's not Tassi. Her name is Tina, as in Faustina. Why? Now here's where the story actually begins. So I am listening to the unabridged audiobook of Decline and Fall of the Roman Empire. And Marcus Aurelius, my boy's wife, was a very promiscuous woman. And there's a fairly big section that talks about how this affected him, how people perceived him, and may have even been part of his downfall because it affected how people perceived him as a leader, even though he was, generally speaking, one of the last really good Roman rulers. So then it's going down the line, and it gets to a part where it's talking about Commodus, because the Roman Empire started to really go down the toilet under Commodus, who writes this crap. But anyway, so it's talking about Commodus' sister, who was not apparently nearly as nice as she was in the Gladiator movie. Big shock. And it makes the comment that it's something to the effect of, she carried herself about in the manner of Faustina. Which is now my absolute favorite way for describing, shall we say, a woman who is not perhaps acting with discretion. Or how else can we put this? Hastily. Or a woman who acts with impropriety. Let's put it that way. So me and some of my nerd friends had a good laugh about that, and I was like, this absolutely should be a thing in the lexicon. She behaves in the manner of Faustina. But here's where it gets writery with the names. So later on in this story, the character that was bullied by this group with this pair that kind of represents the group of Hadrian and Tina now, it's going to be Tina, because there is a part where this awkward character has to act flirty. And there's some sort of line there that, she does what this other character did. I can now, if I change that so that this Stacy character is named Faustina, Tina for short, but there's a part where it drops her longer name because a parent references her. Because parents always use the long names of your friends or acquaintances or enemies, right? So anyway, what you end up with is this awkward character, in the narration, emulating the manner of Faustina. Which is a reference to a specific wording that made me laugh in the Decline and Fall of the Roman Empire. And I just think that's hilarious. I'm laughing at my own jokes, but this is just how I am, and I love it. And I would love to know, when you're any sort of work, you have to wonder how many of these names were picked for stupid reasons like that. Is it just me? I mean, how many of Jaws? How many of the shark victims were named after people that the author had a grudge against or something like that? Because I know I've done that. You don't like a person, you don't name drop them, and then have them be cannon fodder or something. You know what I mean? But this is probably one of the more, one of the more niche named things that I've contrived in a story that most people won't notice. If anybody ever does, credit to them. That's the Roman Empire thought for the day. But anyway, hopefully this has been an interesting video, and I'll see you all next time.